What's up, everybody? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. For this Tuesday, October 24th, 2023, I am your host, Russ Williams. I'm so glad you could be here today. Ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, I'm so glad you could make it here today. I know you could have been anywhere in this world today. But you decided to be here with me. And I appreciate that. And more importantly, I appreciate you. So welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my good friends. Hey, we have an action-packed show once again. But before I start the show, I always like to state my intentions. And my intention is to give you the opportunity to laugh, smile, think, and engage in honest conversations about your life's transition. So that's what we do here on Transition Tuesdays. This is what we do, and this is what we give you here on Transition Tuesdays. So, welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. You have made it. Let me give you some soul claps because you have made it. You have made it. I know it was a rough day for some of you. Probably everybody is a rough day. So again, I'm so glad you made it. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad that you keep rocking with me each and every Tuesday here on Transition Tuesdays. I thank you guys. I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. So let's get after it. Let's get after it, my good friends. Let's get after it, my good friends. And I'm not going to keep you guys long because I know you got places to go. You got games to see. You got babies to kiss. I know you got to get I understand that. So, I'm glad you tucked in and I'm glad you're here. So let's get after it. So I want to talk about, first of all, an NFL great, Mr. Michael Irvin, the playmaker as he's called, how he called out his son for faking in his raps. Man, everybody's talking about this particular thing, what's going on with Michael Irvin and his son. So I just wanted to comment on it as well. And because this is pure genius. I think that what the playmaker is doing, okay? I'll get after that in a second. But let me just let's just talk about a little bit. So we got Michael Irvin, he's going on to say, I have a son. He was on Undisputed. He was talking about his son. He says, I have a son. He raps. His name is Tut Tarantino. So I had no idea he had a son. He had a son that rapped, okay? He's going on to say, if you ever listen to some of his raps, I'm like, oh my God, this is Michael Irvin talking. Where does this come from, son? You grew up in a gated community your whole life, right? This is Michael Irvin said about his son. He says, but he's rapping my life. He's rapping about my life, about the hardships, okay? And he's also went on to say, because we romanticize and fantasize about that old thug life, ghetto life, and all of that stuff when we used to work to get away from it. Now we have gotten to a place where somehow we're running back towards it. Let me just see how this thing is hard to see here, man. In the music, in everything. So this is what Michael Irvin is talking about his son, Tut Tarantino. So, Irvin, a former wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys he talked about, like I know he was on another show, and he talked about growing up in Miami, because Michael Irvin, understand this, guys, about Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin is the 15th of 17 children in his family. Man, oh boy. And he's in the Hall of Fame, as we all know. The playmaker's in the Hall of Fame. But Michael Irvin, you talk about hardships, 15 out of 17 kids? Man, so he's just talking about the hardships of it all. And speaking of hardships and not lack of hardships, hey, we got Deborah joining us on the check-in. What's going on, Deborah? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my good friend. Now, Deborah is, again, I told you I was going to shout you out. Deborah's alumni. Transition Tuesdays alumni. I appreciate you being on it, Deborah. Also, speaking of, man, Transition Tuesdays alumni, we got my guy on the check-in, ESPN's finest. My guy, Uncle Smoothie, is in the building. What's going on, Smooth? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my friend. Welcome to you guys both. Welcome. Deborah says, thank you, Russ. No problem, Deborah. That's my pleasure. And thank you for checking me on that earlier. You know what I'm talking about, right? So, yeah. So let's talk more. So again, man, this is what Mike. This is what his son, has some derogatory words in his raps. You know what I mean? And Michael Irvin's just checking him, saying like, listen, come on now, come on, you live in a gated community. What you rapping about? You ain't right about that life. You don't live that life, right? So, Michael Irvin, he went on a show, and he talked about he went on the show before, and he was talking about his son. And he talked about he said he was on the Dan Patrick show, and he talked about he raps about some of the hardest stuff in the world. I say to him, son, you grew up in a $20,000 square foot gated community, and all the stuff that, where's all this stuff coming from? This is not you. This is not you. So his son, his dad, Michael Irvin, checked him. He checked his son about this, saying, this ain't you, my man. This ain't you. We also have on the check, and we got Felicia coming from The Rock. What's going on, Felicia? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Again, another person, Transition Tuesdays alumni. Transition Tuesday alumni checking in today, strong today. I appreciate all yours for checking in. And everybody else, too. Appreciate you guys. Man, so, again, now, let me just talk about the playmaker here in this instance, Now, again, this is brilliant marketing by the playmaker. They don't call this guy the playmaker for nothing, okay? Because, again, if Michael Irvin didn't bring this to the attention to the masses that his son raps, had no idea his son was called Tut Tarantino, had no idea he rapped, right? So here's Michael Irvin putting this kid out there, letting hey, look, my son has some music out there, man. And because of this, what Michael Irvin had to say, it's great marketing. Because now people went back, like myself, and listened to some songs by Tarantino. So again, this is great marketing by the playmaker. This was done on purpose, obviously, calling his son out for the lyrics, but again, bringing attention to his son that he raps. No one knew this. No one knew about this until Michael Irvin brought it to the forefront. So I think this was great planned marketing. Great job by Michael Irvin, the playmaker. Let him know, hey, my son raps as well. So this is great. This is great marketing. Great marketing. But it got me thinking, because, Michael Irvin, he threw out the BS flag. He threw it out because he was just saying, listen, son, you don't rap this life, and let the people decide, and let the people hear the music, right? But again, it got me thinking about me as a parent, and I'm shouting out, I'm reaching out to all the parents out there. All the parents out there, man. Just want to ask you a question. What do you do to call out your kids' bullshit? Okay? I said it, bullshit. What do you do to call out your parents' bullshit? To call out your kids' bullshit. What do you do when your kid is, acting crazy or saying something crazy or doing something crazy? What do you do to call that BS out? What do you do? Okay? Well, I'll start with me first, okay? I'll start with me first. Now, as you guys know, I have 2 daughters, right? And again, when I'm trying to call out the BS for my daughters, what do? I don't reward bad behavior. That's the thing I don't do. I don't reward bad behavior for my daughters. That's just what I don't do. And again, I throw the bull crap flag when it comes out. I throw it out. I don't reward bad behavior. That's something I don't do. Okay? So, Michael Irvin, he called his son out, it was some strategy to that. We know that, looking back, we know that was a brilliant play. But again, that's what I don't do. I don't reward bad behavior. So again, I know we got some parents out here, and just, the question. Deborah says, I pray first, then approach the situation. Got you, Deborah. Got you on that. Yep, pray first and then approach the situation. Do you face it head on, Deborah, now? Do you face it head on, or do you let it linger a little bit? Okay? What do you do? So yeah, parents out there, what do you do? What do you do when you call out your kids bull crap? Okay? BS. Because again, if you're a parent or if you're around kids, some kids will test you. Some kids will see what you're going to be about. Some people, some kids will be offended if you call it they BS. Let's call it like it is. They'll be offended by that if you call them out. If you hold them accountable. And that's another thing I do. And I recommend, and maybe some people can have some, comments on that too. I try to make my kids accountable for their actions. That's what I try to do. I try to do the best I can on that, even from afar. Because again, my kids are older, but again, you got to keep them accountable for their actions. As Deborah says, I have no tolerance for disrespect. No, I am a sergeant. Hey, Deborah, I know I had you and your son on the show. I see you are Sergeant Deborah. I can see that. I can see that, and you don't tolerate the bull crap. I get it. So yeah, so I get what Michael Irvin was doing. I get all that. It's a great ploy. He just calling it out. He's calling it out as he's saying, listen, man, you wasn't raised like that. You telling my raps about my story. That ain't your story, and that's a cool thing. And like Michael Irvin said, I did what I did so you wouldn't have to go through these struggles. That's what parents do. They wanted you to have a better life than what they had growing up, So again, but I guess what's in now is with all the drill music and all the stuff like that, it's like, I got to tell you, I'm all about that life, you know what I mean? But what the playmakers letting you know, hey, listen, son, okay, I know you want to sell some records or what have you, but again, the reality is you ain't about that life, all right? You come from a gated community, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So shout out to the playmaker Michael Irvin for bringing that to the attention and bring that to the attention about his son Rasper. Because again, if he didn't bring this to the attention, no one would know who Tut Tarantino is and what it's about, and his rap career as well. So great marketing on that. Great marketing on that. And speaking of marketing, and I'm watching the preseason of it right now. Well, the little pre-game show here. Man, you got the NBA tipping off tonight on Transition Tuesdays. Like I told you guys, something always goes down on the Transition Tuesdays. And man, we got 2 games tipping off tonight in the association. You got the LA Lakers versus the defending champions, the Denver Nuggets, which they're going through their ring ceremony right now as we speak. Man, I tell you, man, these are 2 exciting games to start the year off, About the Lakers, man, a couple of questions about the Lakers. Now, is Anthony Davis going to step up, man? Is he going to step up and take the reins? I've heard like LeBron saying, he wants to pass the baton over to Anthony Davis. Man, what a way. The first game, everybody's going to be watching Anthony Davis. We saw what happened last year when the Lakers played against the defending champs, the Denver Nuggets. They swept them, right? And again, there was a couple of plays in which the Joker made AD look crazy out there. So, again, center stage, what is Anthony Davis going to do? We know LeBron's going to show up at year 21. Man, this is year 21 for that young man. Year 21. But again, is Anthony Davis going to step up this game and throughout the rest of the year? Come on, Anthony Davis, man. You got to step it up, man. You got to step it up. So, I think in this particular game, though, I think the Denver Nuggets, because again, the excitement, the fanfare of them getting their rings, and everybody's cheering and everything like that. I just got a feeling they might lay an egg tonight, and that's understandable. It happens all the time. We see it all the time. With these teams laying an egg when they get their championship rings. They exhale, and then next thing you know, the game is over. Went by a blur, and I think the Lakers will probably take care of business and beat the Denver Nuggets tonight. I know the Joker's just been partying this whole time. Did he ever pick up a basketball the whole summer? I mean, I can understand that, because I know he has other passions in this country. I know he raises horses and everything like that. But every time I seen, he was out and about having a good time celebrating the championship. So I think, again, the defending champion, the Nuggets have a really good team. I think they can contend to winning it again. But I think in this particular game, I think they just might get blown out. I think they just might call it a day. Catch it by the third quarter. If they're down by 10 or more, I think they'll pack it in and just say, we had a great run with it last year, this one game here. So, but it should be entertaining. Should be entertaining. Then the second game tonight's tip-off here on TNT. The Phoenix Suns versus the Golden State Warriors. That's at 10 p.m. Eastern. Now, a couple of things about the Phoenix Suns, man. They got like a whole new overall team. Frank Vogel, the new coach there. Now they got the three-headed snipers now, man. They got KD, Kevin Durant. You got Devin Booker. And then now you got Bradley Beal, man. So those three guys can hoop. They can play. Then you got off the bench, you got Grayson Allen coming off the bench. That's not one of my favorite players. This guy's a dirty player, but hey, I don't know. But he's on that team. But an exciting player to watch, guys, that you guys have not seen in a while or haven't seen because, it wasn't on TV a lot and he got traded for a couple of teams, is Bol, the son of Manute Bol. This guy is very good. He might even start tonight. I don't know. But this guy's a very good player to watch. So take a look at that when the Phoenix Suns are playing the Golden State Warriors. And the Golden State Warriors kind of a new team, too, because Chris Paul is making his debut. No more Jordan Peele. He's gone, right? Traded to the Wizards. So it's going to be interesting to see this particular game. I think they're playing at Golden State. I think Golden State, every time you have Steph Curry, no Draymond Green, no tonight, but anytime you have Steph Curry, man, I tell you, him and then Klay Thompson, healthy Klay Thompson, anytime you have Steph Curry, you win it. You have a chance to win the game. And I think it'll fall no different here. I think Golden State will win it because they're at home here. So these are two exciting games to kick off the year. It's always exciting, man, when the year begins. And Deborah says, we'll definitely be watching. Yes. I know you guys will. So, again, that's why I wanted to keep this show a little short today, because I know everybody wants to get back and watch the game and not hear me so much, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, if you were able to laugh, smile, and think during this broadcast, my good friends, you have accomplished something major today. So, celebrate your victory. Big or small, celebrate that victory. Just like how the Denver Nuggets are celebrating their victory, their championship last year, we're going to celebrate your victory that you might have had today. Okay? Let's get to my theme music. Somebody trying to call in? Don't they know we're doing a show? So, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, hey, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for listening and watching Transition Tuesdays. I want to thank you guys. Okay? Definitely want to thank you guys. You can see my show here and, this show and past shows on our YouTube channel, Transition Tuesdays. So make sure you go hop on there and take a look at it, okay? Like and subscribe before you leave. I really appreciate it if you do so. If you haven't followed me, you can always follow me on Instagram at Russ Will Transitions. That's Russ Will Transitions with an S. You follow me, guarantee I'll follow you back, all right? So major shout out to our sponsor, Sweet Candy Cafe, located in downtown Lumberton, North Carolina. Okay? Make sure, before the show ends, make sure you go to sweetcandycafe.com. Man, get your confectionery goodies. Okay? I know Felicia, she's on here right now, Miss Evans Long. Listen, she's going to be celebrating 11 years in business. 11 years in business. We got to support people like Felicia and Sweet Candy Cafe. And again, your taste buds will thank you once you get the candy. Those who got the candy, you know exactly what I mean. So make sure you go to Sweet Candy Cafe, okay? And order your confectionery goodies after the show, okay? We're almost done. Oh, we got Gina on, my sister cuz, on the check-in. What's going on, sister cuz? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Better late than ever. She goes, okay, I'm here. What we talking about? Gina, you missed the whole show. Jesus Christ. We talked about the playmaker, Michael Irvin. We talked the NBA NBA tip-off starting tonight, And now I got you really quick, though, Gina. Okay, because I know you're a no-nonsense parent. What do you do to call out bull crap from your kids? What do you do? Or grandkids, or what have you. What do you do? Let's see if you come up with an answer before we head on out. As Deborah says, amen. Felicia, congratulations. Yes, congratulations to you, Felicia. Appreciate that, Deborah. So nice of you to say that. So kind words. So while Gina is thinking about that question, I proposed to her because she came in late, but better late than never. I'll give you that, Gina. I'll give you that. So, oh, one last thing before I leave. Hey, I saw, who did I see? I saw Gayle King interviewing Jay-Z, and they talked about how, which one would you rather have? $500,000 cash or lunch with Jay-Z? Now, if you ask me that question, if I was proposed for that scenario, man, here's what I would do. Okay? Here's what I would do. I would take the $500,000, then I'll take the Jay-Z to lunch so he can display his wisdom towards me. That's what I would do. What would you do? What would you do? I just wanted to mention that on the way out. So Gina, you got a couple of seconds. What do you do? You said, oh, I literally yell BS. But I don't embarrass or offend them. But I will tell them to their face. And I quote from Gina, you're an asshole on some bullshit. Gina, we're gonna leave it off on that. I appreciate you, sister cuz. So ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, as we say in parting, happy transitioning, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care, everybody. God bless. Enjoy the games.